everyone, here we are again at the Leeds Drum Academy, still at the Leeds Drum Academy. So today I want to talk about finding the gaps and closing those gaps. So here's the thing, when you started playing the drums or any instrument or whichever passion you are into, when you started, I'm pretty sure that you didn't aim to be just another guy. You didn't aim to be an average guy. We all, as humans, we all have these high expectations. So what I want you to do, and this is a very important, not necessarily easy exercise, is to find the gap between what you are and what you wanted to be when you started. Not what you want to be today. Why? Because as we carry on doing something that we are passionate for, but we don't see as much progress as we expected, eventually our expectations go down. And that's not necessarily bad, but it's also not necessarily good. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes we lower our expectations because we lowered our standards. So we are okay with being average. What I want you to do is to identify what the gap is and what exactly, and visualize yourself being that person in between, not the one that you want to be, but the one that you're not being to get there. Where are you right now? What's the level? If you had to label yourself with, using beginner, intermediate, advanced, or an expert, what's your level? And be realistic. Don't get arrogant and don't be so humble that you are actually, you're putting yourself down. We don't want that. Be realistic. What's your level? Let's say you consider yourself to be an advanced player. Well, you want to be an expert, right? So what do you want to do? What you need to do is to find that gap between who you are right now and the person that you thought you wished to be when you started playing the drums. The next step is to write down what that process is. Find those weaknesses. So for example, say you're not an expert because your sight reading is not great. You're not an expert because your Latin grooves are not great. Maybe you can play them, but do they sound like Latin music? Ask yourself that question and give yourself very specific, realistic, honest answers. Find those gaps and close them. That's the only way you're gonna achieve and become the person that you wanted to be when you started playing. Otherwise, you're just gonna settle. I don't want that for any of you, and I'm working on that myself these days. I'm only doing and working on the things that I'm horrible at. It's tough. It's tough for the ego, but it teaches you not to rely on your ego. It's great to have an ego, don't get me wrong, but only when justifiable. Okay, so get some work done, put the effort in, find those gaps, don't just practice for the sake of it. I still get a lot of I don't know when I ask my students, so why are you practicing this? Let's get rid of the doubt, let's start working with certainty. Go get them, guys. See you later, bye-bye.